Hey everybody, it's Craig from 9 Volt Games, and today, camera's weird. Whatever. I guess I'm making a TikTok. It'll be a long ass TikTok. I ruined the whole intro. Goes to Tsushima. I beat the PS5 version, but as many of you, there's many of you here. As some of you know, when I first got it, I bought it on PS4, and then something happened. I think I was streaming a lot at the time, or I got back into Fallout or something. I stopped playing it, and then they said there's an updated version coming for the PS5, so I waited for that, and then never played it. So last month I decided to start playing Ghost of Tsushima again, and I plowed through it. And oh boy, that's one of my favorite games, I think, of all time. Yeah, I really do. I think it's one of my favorite games of all time. It's definitely one of my favorite open world ones, and it's not so much as like I'm a big fan of history, and obviously like Metal Gear and other games like that. It interweaves with real shit that happened. We have a big picture of that storm in my house down in the basement. So that's what originally drew me in when I played it the first time. But what really got me sticking around the second time is I love beating a dead horse in this channel. I'm adopted. So like I had an automatic connection to Jin, although the whole hook, without spoiling it for anybody who hasn't beaten it, your uncle's gonna adopt you after the war's over. That's not spoiling anything. But he took care of you, or he took care of Jin. I say you because you play as Jin, but he took care of you when your father died, and then he was gonna make you his son, which would make him the heir to the Shumura tribe. I don't know if it's racist doing that or it's respectful to try and do it in someone's voice in the way they would say it. I really don't care either way. So, anyways, what I liked about it is I don't know how, but I totally forgot the second time I played it that Sucker Punch made this till like halfway through the game. Because I played it on suspend and I didn't have to restart the game. So, first of all, that's rare for me to play a game and then not play anything else until I beat it. But halfway through, I was like, that's right. I really thought about it and I was like, I haven't ever played a Sucker Punch game that I didn't like. Every Sucker Punch game I played, even if I played it a little bit and then went back and played it, I'm speaking specifically about Infamous on this one, Infamous 1. I've always enjoyed it. And the games aren't so, like, open world games can be as long as you want them to. This game's no exception, especially after all the additions and the director's cut, which is the one that I played. There's so much content stuffed into this fucking game that you can continue to play it for as long as you want. I beat the game in 48-ish hours. I'd actually have to look at that because I played it before and then played it again. So it actually says I played it longer than it took me to beat it. And I did a good amount of the side stuff. I wanted to get all the gear. I wanted to get, I wanted to get all the armors, the weapons. I wanted to dye them all black. So I put some time into it. I didn't 100% it. I don't even know what the percentage is. I think it said 73, something like that. I'm satisfied with that. I'm more excited now instead of going back and playing more of Tsushima because I got the story bits out. And I liberated the islands. I don't even remember what I have left to do at this point. I think it's just finding locations and the remainder of the Fox Dens. I'm getting distracted. I'm more excited to jump into Ghost of Yutai, but I'm going to wait a little bit because when I play games like this back to back is when I don't finish them. I played Second Son and then I tried to play First Light immediately after and it didn't work because I get worn out by it. I want to play something else. Like I played Ghost of Tsushima and then I've been playing a lot of multiplayer games because I played for 48 hours of all my collective game time in a single player game. So I didn't branch out. Invincible's coming out, I think, after I wind down on Invincible Versus, or maybe at the same time. I don't know. Start playing Ghost of Yutai. We'll see what happens. Mortal Kombat's coming out. It's going to be fighting games for a while. But how much do I like it? So, graphically, the game is beautiful. It's not like you see the character models. It's not the most amazing of the graphics, but You know how I feel about graphics on here. But it is nice when the aesthetic matches the scope. You know what I mean? It's cool to have small contained games, and it's okay that they are sprite based, or they have the PS1. I don't know what we call it anymore, but the whole PS1 aesthetic. A lot of horror games do that. That's okay because it's like small and contained. But when you're having something that's on an epic scale, that's based around an actual historical event, and that you're pouring that much into the story and the acting, because they use actual famous people, famous actors to do this. I was trying to think of the guy's name and I can't. And I just watched him in a comedy. Anyway, the Archer. I can't think of his name. He was one of my favorite characters. I thought he was extremely well acted. It's just the character models look like they could have been on PS3. I don't know, but then the backgrounds look so gorgeous, and when the characters are far away, like I've shared a lot of screenshots. It's amazing. And then the armor looks amazing to your character, so there's a little bit of imbalance there, but there's a lot in the game going on at one time, so I get that. The story, this happened to me the first time, and I played for 10 hours the first time. The story, if you don't keep pushing the story, you can lose it. It's like that in any of these games. One of my cats trying to swat the game off of there. It's like that in any of these type of games. It happened to me with The Witcher. It happened to me with Cyberpunk. Like, when you have too much to do, you lose the story. And then sometimes the story is not, I don't give a shit, or the side quests are much better, that you get distracted and you don't go back. This one, I felt like I rushed through the side missions just so I could be beefy enough to get to the next story part and not have an actual like combat problem or something like that. You know what I mean? Go in way more badass than I did in the next section. So I treated the story cinematically. Like I wanted my character to match where you were in the story. So that's why I did most of the side stuff that I actually did, because the way the game goes is you pretty much start here and work your way up the map. Actually, you start here, then you go down here, then you come back up and go all the way up the map. But in doing that, any of the side missions that are important, like for your allies, they're usually on the way. You can catch them on the way. I strongly suggest doing all of your allies missions, because the stories, their separate stories are fucking awesome. Your friend. Of course you're going to be betrayed by your friend. Your very best childhood friend. Whatever. That whole, like, I want to talk about the story, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody who didn't play it or did what I did and you're waiting to go back to it. I strongly suggest going back to it and just plow through the story. The story is amazing. So, like I said earlier, the beaten to dead horse thing is that I'm an adopted kid. So, like, I feel that pressure. I felt that pressure when I was a kid to be like, you gotta be this way because you're being taken care of here. You should follow their values because they're good, right? And then you're like, some of the decisions you make when you're older, maybe not the ones that your guardians would have made, and then it kind of, because you already don't feel like you belong 100%, and then it starts to slip. So I fully, like, when I played the game, I didn't hold back leaning into the ghost part. I fully embraced it because I was like, I get this. It doesn't matter how good you do. If you didn't follow the path that was set, it's not going to be good enough. Even if you exceeded expectations of your own. I know how that feels. So this game, I think, it was a good game. But the story, the narrative, the people they picked for the allies and having to interact, and obviously the person they picked for Jin, but namely Jin and Lord Shimura, those two, like whenever they had a scene together, it was like watching a movie, and then knowing that you did that part, because you only get really like 3-4 big parts with you and Lord Shimura. Stop. That wasn't even Asian accent. That was like an old timey white guy. All right, so I'm safe. No, what I enjoyed about that is that kind of like brought everything together. Like I have certain games that I enjoy that are far from perfect, and dig online, you'll find people who fucking hate it for whatever reason. Fallout is a big one for me because, you know, it got popular, so then it got popular to hate it. But it's like, no, they're not perfect games. No Bethesda game is anywhere near perfect. It's the whole thing that ties it together that makes it worth it. When you have a game like this that doesn't have, you know, game-breaking bugs that you would just excuse because, you know, you have fun while you're doing it. This game is good. Like, I didn't have anything wrong with it. I didn't have any crashes. I didn't have nothing. That's pretty rare nowadays. Every game I play, at least dashboards me once. No, it was smooth all the way through. And then the story, the acting, the time and care that was put into it, the writing, definitely pulled it together. As like when you do something like that and you didn't forget to make a game, that's what puts you in one of my favorite games of all time. So I really appreciate pretty much any game that Sucker Punch puts out, but that is by far and wide my favorite of the Sucker Punch games. I'm very excited to play Ghost of Yotai. I don't care if it's a girl. Just don't. Thank you guys for watching.